business for about just over 20 years. My practice consists of myself, Colin, my associate, and we've got two other assistants, one that works part-time.
We have always been big proponents of planning first. By no means are we portfolio managers or investment pickers or stock pickers. We have our clients in broadly diversified portfolios and we rebalance them regularly. But the real key, I think, to our practice and our business is providing people with confidence, providing people with peace of mind, and making things simple for clients. And so prior to Conquest coming along, each and every time we met with clients, we would be using Navaplan. And while effective, it was very cumbersome. To illustrate some of the things that we wanted to show clients, it would take 8, 9, 10 steps, and information moving from one screen to the next. And then even the outputs are a lot to ingest as a client and a lot to take in. So the shift to Conquest has not only made it a lot easier for us to provide a positive experience for the clients, but I think the clients love the immediate feedback. They love the visuals. It is very, very easy to understand and very agile. So if they have any question along the way, any what if scenario they want to know about, it's enabled us to answer those questions with confidence right on the spot.
It was paper based up until 5 years ago. I would print everything off for clients and then show them the plan, and then if they did want to look at something different, I'd say no problem. I'll go back and go through the software, and because if I did go back myself, if I made one error on it, you could screw up the plan. So it was very very touchy that way. So bringing on someone like Colin who was able to play with the software and could do things that most people can't. So everyone would always say to me, I need a Colin, where Conquest basically not that it's eliminated Colin, but people, I think they can have a Colin basically, even on their own. It would be easier for them than it was before, right? To change the simplest thing, like, selling your home at age 80. And those are some of the examples that we use. I think how many clicks of a button on Navaplan, Colin, would it take? Like 8 or 9 to make sure that it that it worked out. Where here it's fairly simple to click a button and show them the benefits of selling their home at 75 or 80 and what that would mean to their net worth.
I think that in many ways the industry itself is shifting. Step number one is you go away from your quarterly paper statements to online access and a mobile app. You go away from your paper planning to a virtual experience. And actually Conquest partnered with IG has allowed us to, give clients access to their dashboard and even to their sandbox right in the portal. So now clients at the tip of their fingers have that reference, have that peace of mind, have the ability to interact with their plan, which is, in terms of a shift in the industry and in terms of, what I think clients want, this has allowed us to sort of leapfrog into the 21st century, I think. Kevin and I, with our backgrounds, we love numbers. We love analysis. We like to drill down and know, exactly what's going on from a tax perspective, what's going on from an investment perspective. That stuff is interesting to us. I think when a client sits down with us, they have a few key questions. And I think it all starts with sort of the big overarching one is, am I going to be okay?
Yeah.
Will I be okay? And to be able to provide them with that answer, very quickly, very clearly, and very, very confidently, I think, it answers one of their driving questions. It allows us to take that off the table right away and then move into the more meaningful conversations, the what ifs, the goals, dreams, aspirations. And we can do it. I mean, with Conquest, we can do it now with basically the snap of a finger. So for sure, it has freed up. It has freed up time. It's freed up time with regards to preparation and analysis. It's freed up time with regards to follow-up, because now, instead of me preparing charts or reports and sending them out after a meeting, here you go, Mr. Client. Log on to your online portal, and at your fingertips, you have the net worth chart, the retirement paycheck chart, the investment chart. You've got all of that right in front of you any time of day, right? So I think huge efficiencies, both in the moment when you're dealing with the client, but also in preparation and follow-up.
Well, it's been really positive, because it's kind of like like you said earlier. I mean, some of the clients that know Mark have said it's easier to understand, and I think part of it is just, it's funny because the graphs and charts and whatnot, and I always like to see the numbers, and Colin will say, no, I think people will like this. So I always ask clients, do you want to see the numbers? Are you comfortable with the charts? And it's amazing to me. Like, I think we've had one person out of, say, the 100 or 150 that we've presented that have said, no, I'm good with the charts. I like that. I like the graphics. I like seeing the big blue line go straight up. So yeah, it's been real positive from that aspect. The what ifs have been real positive. I mean, in the past, trying to explain Monte Carlo to people was difficult, right? I mean, it was just, you'd explain it to them, they'd kind of look at you and go, that doesn't make any sense to me. And you couldn't really feel and touch it, where the what if scenarios, what if the market crashes 30%? What if you don't get a 5% rate of return? What if inflation goes up? What if I live longer? Those are questions people have, and it's easy for them to go, okay, yeah, I'm going to be okay. So if we have a market correction like we did last March, in a couple of years, I'm okay. I'm fine. If we only do 3%, and you show, yeah, you're going to be fine. And a sense of just relief, and it keeps it away from talking about the markets. It keeps you away from talking about returns and fees, and to me, this is what we're supposed to do, not worry about trying to market time or pick certain sectors, talk about pricing all the time. I mean, those are all things we do, but I'd rather take time and make sure someone's going to be okay. Because at the end of the day, no matter what the price is or what the investment is, if there's no planning in place, it's not going to work, right? It's never going to work.
I would piggyback on that, just that last thought, and say, I mean, we've talked a little bit about how the industry is shifting towards technology, and there's a lot of really neat investment systems out there. I mean, IGM has a major investment in Wealthsimple, right? So there's the advisor or robo-advisor trend sort of coming in, and there's lots of commercials and lots of noise out there about fees and performance and things like that. And while investment performance is very, very important, it can't be without solid financial planning. And Conquest makes it incredibly easy, number one, to do that planning, but number two, to show a client the value of advice or the value of planning. With the click of a button, you're able to show them, the impact on total tax paid, the impact on net estate, the impact on net worth, the impact on their ability to either meet their goal or not, or live the type of lifestyle in retirement that they want. So I don't think it's ever been as straightforward to, as an advisor, to show very, very clearly value and the value of advice.
One thing that's, Colin, I mean, we sort of just kind of fell upon it, Colin, was the insurance needs analysis, which sort of opened our eyes to, we've always, I've always sold insurance. Back in the day, I think we used a napkin, income times 10, any debts. Okay, you need $1 million of term insurance. And then it all became paper-based. And we had these, it was incredible how many pages I had to fill out for needs analysis. And then I think, Colin, in Navaplan, there was some software that we could use, right, to do a needs analysis. But it was so confusing. So we were playing around one day with it, and I think it was almost by accident. And we went, "Oh my God, is this slick? Like, I think we could possibly sell a lot more insurance as well, because not only does it show you the need, it also gives you an estimated premium of what this is going to cost the client." So compliance-wise, it's fantastic, because we were always, in the past, we'd write a term policy or a whole life policy, or whatever we were writing, and you'd do a needs analysis, but it wasn't documented properly. We'd go back and redo it. Where here, I mean, it's a sales tool, but it also gives clients a sense of it's easy to understand. Where previously it was, I remember the paper system, I had a hard time figuring it out, trying to explain it to clients, where this was fantastic in a sense that, again, trying to do holistic planning. I mean, you need life insurance, right? Especially young families. For estate planning, you need those type of things. So that's one example of how we've been using it.
Yeah, I think from my perspective, one of the neatest things with Conquest from a strategic perspective is the ability to completely optimize someone's retirement income. I know with previous tools we've had, specifically Navaplan, implementing strategies was basically a guess and check system, right? So, or a best guess. You could show them a default liquidation order. You could show them a somewhat blended liquidation order. You could show them registered investments first. And there were pros and cons to each approach, but none of those approaches was necessarily optimized. Whereas now through AI, there's these tools where you can click a button and optimize, taxable income throughout retirement for 20, 30, 40 years. And with the click of that button, without fail, if you go to the value of advice tab, it's a huge, huge, huge impact.
Last week, Colin, we did that for a couple of clients, and we'll probably save, I don't know, what is it, three grand in OAS every year for both of them, because we're withdrawals.
Yeah, so three grand each per year in OAS, plus the difference on the net estate was significant as well.
And in the past, we could explain it to them, but to show it to them and show them that nice level income stream throughout their retirement, it was easier to explain to them.
I think from a strategic point of view, we've never had a tool that allows us to be an expert in income planning or tax planning or retirement planning. But now I feel, 100% confident that we do. And I think as an advisor, that only can lead to conversations around consolidation of assets. And I think that leads to sales opportunities.
Meeting with their accountants too, right? To show them this tool and what a resource for them to have, to say, hey, can you run that for us? If we're working with clients simultaneously, we can make ourselves look even smarter to the accountants too, because they don't have to go through all the technology or all the calculations, to figure out how we're going to optimize their retirement. We can click a button, send it to them. Here's what the computer spewed out. This is what we think we should do, and boom, you're finished. So yeah, I would, if I was a firm, yeah, it would be a no-brainer. It would be just a no-brainer to, I mean, especially if they've been using Naviplan. This is such an upgrade and so much easier to use. So much, yeah, I couldn't imagine not using it.
Yeah, I would say if you are a firm considering Conquest planning software relative to what you're currently using, if you get the opportunity to try it and spend 5 or 10 minutes in it, you will be blown away at how easy it is, how smart it is, and how much easier it's going to make your life as a planner and advisor, and how much it will improve the end user experience for your clients.
It's been great. It's exciting too, right? And the simplicity and the fact that it's easy to use and it's clients like it. I don't know. It just it's just so client friendly and so consultant friendly. It just makes everything sort of come together. And for my practice, it's just brought everything together and made things a lot. And now with with technology like this, I don't envision having to go to anyone's. Not that I did in the past, but I'll never go to someone's home ever again. I'll never have to get in my car to go to someone's house, right? We'll do everything virtually because most clients are happy to see on their screen Conquest, and it's made things, it's I don't know, I just think life's become easier for us. And then adding Conquest in, during that, just it's kind of added another element to it. So it's been great.